Yo, 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 welcome back to the Who You Talking To show. I am your host, Old Head Real, with my illustrious co-host here, Old Head Senior, Mr. Vote Blue No Matter Who. I guess we can jump right into Trump. Got your cousin back in there. I know you was hyped when you figured that out. How did you
Yeah,
feel?
I was really hyped. Hey, I was like, "Go Trump, go Trump."
Yeah.
Yeah, I done said it many times. I can't vote for a man that I feel like is a racist. You know what I mean?
So, but
I'm just
uh, hold on.
that's my
So Biden
personal
wasn't
opinion.
racist.
Yeah, Biden was a racist too.
Which one ain't been a
But
racist?
but the thing about it is that I haven't seen enough from him to say that. I mean, just to be fair, I think everybody's a racist.
Everybody.
Yeah, you a fucking racist.
So black people can be
Yeah,
racist.
hell yeah, they can. Yeah,
Okay.
just cause you black and been oppressed
Well,
or
we
feel
can get
oppressed,
into
you can't be a
we
racist.
can get into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
I think everybody's racist
or
to
is
a
it
point. Cause
prejudice?
how many? Okay, so you want your kids to go home with Bob,
Who's Bob?
some white dude.
Oh, why would I want my kids to go home with a white dude?
Oh, that's racist in itself.
Is that racist?
Yeah,
Or is
it's
that
racist.
prejudice?
I think it's
Or is that just good fucking parenting?
oh.
I mean, why would
So
I
so
want
you
my
saying
youngest?
that that uh you would be okay with her going home with Bob under a different circumstance.
Hold on, I mean, the thing is, I'm not okay with my daughter going with a man. Some, you know what I mean, just going with a man. Period. To
I remember marry Bob.
no, I'm cool. I think that I would love for my daughter to marry a black man.
Okay, so is can that not be a condescending statement?
No, that's just about preference.
It's about preference.
Right. Because my thing is that if we want to keep
No, not wanting your daughter to marry Tyrone is a
yeah,
preference.
that's no that's
That's
also that's also
preference.
that's also one of the preferences. We're not doing the Tyrone thing.
Okay. Okay, but
Back to the Trump, bro. How do you feel about that? Then his first
no.
day?
So did I touch something?
No, because I don't think you ain't making no damn
I
sense
ain't
to
making.
me.
Okay,
Because
okay.
just saying that I don't want.
But okay. Well, we can go back to Trump. Let me just get this one more.
All right.
Okay, so is the only reason you wouldn't let her or want her going home with Bob is that he's white?
I mean, it's a lot of
No.
history and
Is
all these
no. I
things.
ain't asked you about the history.
What do you
I
mean?
say
It's going.
is the only reason you wouldn't want her going home with Bob is because he's white.
No,
Okay, so
because
what
I
is
would love to have black
no.
grandkids and
No. So you saying the reason you don't want her going home with Bob because he can't make black kids?
no, I'm saying I would want to keep.
I'm sorry, they can't because he can't make none. They can't make.
Well, I mean,
black
they'll
kids.
have mixed kids, but I would rather just because the cultural
Because I was
differences and the
just
same, like the cultural differences. I think that like me being in a relationship with my wife being Eritrean, there
she's
is
still
some
black
cultural
though.
differences, but there's cultural differences that kind of do make things a little bit more difficult. Even though we've gotten through a lot of that stuff, but it is there are some differences that make relationships a little bit tougher if you are in different, you know what I mean, if you're from two different cultural backgrounds. There is, it makes it a little bit more difficult for sure. But we, like I said, we've been together for quite some time, so like we've made the adjustments, but it is harder though, and just being honest, it is harder. The reason that at the end of the day, I want my daughter to find somebody that she loves, and I'll be willing to accept, you know what I mean, not Tyrone, but like, you know what I mean, a decent man.
So you'll take Bob over Tyrone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great way to have a 500 credit score. Fuck around with Tyrone.
500 credit
500 credit score. It's a great way to fucking lead to a 500.
Shit, great way to get to 300. You talking about 500?
Okay, so man, we gonna jump right into the topic, man. We want the title of it is I ended up on child support. Right? That's the title of today's episode.
I ended
And
up on child support.
how many times have you?
I thought you was talking about Trump.
Yeah, we was talking about Trump, but we ain't gonna have a conversation. It don't seem like it's gonna be fruitful, so we just move past that.
Okay.
Um, uh, 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 how many times have you been on child support?
See, how many times?
Hold on,
The
how many
better,
thousands of
the
dollars would
better,
you say at this point
the
you
better
in?
question would be, how many years haven't I paid child support?
Yeah, how many years since you were
Was
adulthood?
supposed to pay child support.
Yeah, how many years in your adulthood
Yeah.
have you not been on child support?
In my adult life,
Yeah,
2
2 years out of how many? 75.
out of my adult life. Since I'm gonna say my adult life, I'm gonna say
So how many
18.
thousands you think that
I'm gonna
is?
say 18. From 18 until now,
Current
2 years.
each.
2 years.
How many
No, that
thousands
was
you
when they
think?
took that 20 grand from me.
Yeah. But how
And
many
then
thousands you think you in?
I was paid off, and then your son, and then your brother was born, and then child support started over again.
You started over again.
Started over again.
How many thousands you think you in deep?
Now?
Yeah.
No. You talking about old?
No, I'm talking about together,
because
like collective.
they ain't no thousands.
I get that. What I'm saying, how many you think you in?
For the whole time?
Yeah.
Well, what year was that? They took that money. That's 20. So from that to shit. Oh, I'm 6 figures in.
6 figures
I'm
in.
6 figures in. I'm definitely 6 figures
I
in.
ain't gonna fraud. I went down. The last time me and my wife separated, we were separated for a little while, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna put myself on child support. I don't want to hear people hold nothing over my head. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to them and let them. Yeah, I mean, fuck that.
You ain't know they had that guillotine down there for your ass. You ain't know they had that guillotine down there.
I went down there and I gave her like one piece of my income, just a ballpark figure. I would just go, let me see what you eat.
Yeah,
and then she said that number she gave me. I was like, how y'all come up with that? I was like, obviously, I didn't think that she typed enough in the, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She didn't look at her computer long enough to really like take into account like my personal bills.
They don't
give
a fuck about you.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit about you. Nothing.
That's crazy.
They get paid to take your money, and that's what they gonna do.
And you know what I did? I soon as I left out of there, I went right over there and figured we can work this out. I think we can work this out.
I guarantee you that's not what she was trying to get you to do.
Hey, that's
she was
crazy.
Trying to get that check from the government for having you on that support.
Yeah. I heard that I wish I would have looked that number up again, but for every dollar that they have you to pay, the state makes X amount of dollars from that money.
Yeah, like 60
I think it's like 60, 70 cents on the dollar, something like that. Mm-hmm. And so there's an incentive for them to have you there.
Oh yeah. But just see that ain't even the part that really get me. The part that get me is they stand up right there in front of the judge and try to act like they care about your children when they don't give a shit about your children. No, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give. Only reason they act like they give a shit about that woman is because they know she's the one control the fact that they can even get the child support. Because if she say, nah, I don't want it, it's a wrap. They ass done. That's why they kiss the mama ass. Because their mama can say, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. And if she say, I don't want it, ain't no damn thing they can do about it. So they kiss the woman ass. But you, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care if you got they leave you enough money to pay your bills. They don't care if your ass homeless. All they want you to do is pay that money. And they don't even care really if you pay the money. What they care about is the money they supposed to collect that you're obligated. They get paid for monies that you are obligated to pay. They ain't even got to collect the money as long as you obligated to pay the money. You know what I mean? So this is the thing. The worst part about child support, and I found this out from experience.
I believe it.
The worst part about child support is that you, as the man, and your son's or daughter's mother or your kid's mother have to fall out because some fat, ugly ass white lady. Cause that's what it is. Ain't not, them sisters down there don't run nothing. And when you get to the top, it's some white lady or white man. And usually in this field, it's a fat ass white lady that ain't got no husband and ain't got no prospects for them, that's got an attitude, that's telling your kid's mother that they're gonna jack your child support up. And they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. And then she, instead of setting the record straight with you so that there's no beef between y'all, because once she instigates that beef between y'all, the kids are the one who are hurt.
Yeah.
The kids, the very ones that they get in front of the judge and talk about, and he did this for his kids and he did that for his kids, but you ain't telling that you drove a wedge between the parents that's in there, the kids' parents. You don't care nothing about them, because that's what they do. And then they have me, you, or whatever man's paying child support falling out with his baby mama, telling her she telling a fucking lie that she went down there and jacked his child support up, and she ain't have a damn thing to do with it. They did that shit. And they told her if they can't do it, then she lose some of her benefits.
Yeah, that system wicked. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't know that, like, if you and your baby mom, whatever, y'all come to an agreement on a set amount, that y'all can, no matter what that amount is that y'all come to an agreement to, that she'll still be able to get the rest of those benefits. So, like, if we come up to a number and they actually sign on it.
My point is, they lie to. I'm not even going to say they lie, because I don't know if they lie, but they word it in which a way where you feel like that they saying that you're going to lose this or lose that if you don't let them do said thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you talking to your baby mama, they done jacked your child support up. You calling her, say, you done went down there and jacked up my child support. And she say, no, I ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't do nothing. Oh, bitch, you know you lying. You know what I'm saying? You hot. I done been there. Hot. And all them people got to do is tell the truth. That's why the Democrats ain't in office right now. That's why Kamala sitting her ass at home with that white man she got right now, because they need to stop fucking lying. They tell all these lies. They lie on every level. They lie to us. That's what they do. And I'm going to give Trump some praise. At least Trump do something for you. He not for black people as a individual group of people, but as a whole, some of the things that he do help us, will help us. But the other part about that is that I think it's more or less unintended. It's in order to help anybody at this level, at this or in poverty or just above the poverty level, everybody is in there. You can't just isolate and say, this group of people gonna get it and this group of people ain't. If you fall into this category, you automatically get it. So I'm not saying he doing something for us, but I'm saying he do stuff that we benefit from. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they say anytime you help black people, anytime they have helped black people, it helps everyone.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh yeah, did you hear about that meme that was going around? They were saying that Trump said that he was going to make it so that if you are on child support, then as a man, if you're on child support, then only you can claim the babies. You heard about that?
I heard about
it. How did you feel when it came out?
I felt good. But it don't even affect me.
Wow.
Because I get to claim mine anyway.
Okay.
So it don't affect me. You know what I mean?
But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think that, and that's a lot of the time. Like I kind of feel, we was talking about this on the To Be Fair show too. It's like I kind of feel that, like, at some point you're not voting your own personal interests. You know what I mean? Just because I'm not the one that's benefiting off of said thing doesn't mean that I shouldn't be for it, for someone else to get a benefit. And I think that, like, a lot of the time we kind of, it's like a selfish way of looking at things, especially as a community of black people.
Yeah,
I think that's not a way that we should probably be looking at politics or who we going, you know what I mean, how we're going to use our vote to push for a better situation for us. I think that should be a collective thing, and a lot of people are talking about that. But then back to the thing. Oh, old buddy came back and said that he just made all that shit up.
Yeah, he need his ass whooped. He do. Cause for people that don't have the luxury that I have, and I'm blessed to have it. I thank God for it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I wasn't always like this, but for a lot of years now, I put my children first. I make sure y'all got whatever I can afford y'all that I feel like y'all need. I try to make sure y'all got that.
Mm.
If y'all need me, I try to be there, and I put myself in a hole just to help you.
Mm.
I ain't always been like that, but I've been for the latter part of my adult life because I was a Tyrone too. I am not trying to act like I was
Yeah,
Jimmy,
and that's
like
something
I
that
was a
people gotta
G.
understand. I
You
was a
know what I mean?
Tyrone
I
too.
was a
Like I think
Tyrone
that
too. That's
you
right.
you learn how to grow. You have to grow out of that. You
You
know what I
got to
mean? You
grow
got to
out of
grow
it.
out of that.
You got to grow out of it. Yeah. So and my thing is that you know, you have to you have to put yourself you have to put yourself last to actually if you willing I'm just gonna put it this way, if you really love somebody,
Mm.
then you can put yourself last in a given situation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I ain't saying every time you're
Right.
supposed
Right.
to
Right.
do
Right.
that,
Right.
but what I'm saying is that in a lot of incidents, you have to put yourself
Instances.
last. Yeah,
Yeah.
instances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, and honestly, I would agree on that. Like I say, and it's tough, and dang, that's crazy that we having this conversation because I was going to ask you a question, but I'll get to it in a second. I think that like it's tough as a man that's like leading the family, like to find ways to make yourself a priority. Because at the end of the day, you understand that everything but you, like you're gonna be, you know what I mean, you got your kid, your wife, and you got your kids, and then depending on how many kids you got, you fuck around and be dropping down that, you know what I mean, pretty
Yeah.
damn low on the
Yeah.
totem pole as
Yeah.
to like a level of importance. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I think that like
I think
go ahead.
I think as the leader of a house, when you got children, a wife, whatever you got
Hmm.
going on, that is a lesson that you have to learn. You have
Yeah.
to be selfless. You have to be able to put those people before you because they all depend on you.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So, in order for you to lead your house and be successful as at it,
Hmm.
you have to have a character in which you can look at the fact that I'm gonna have to hold these L's.
Yeah.
I got to hold them before they do because they look for me to make it work.
Not big facts.
And being as you the person that the house look at to make it work, you got to take the L because you
Hmm.
can't make it work for everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to wear it. You know what I mean? And in doing that, things operate better as far as the family liking, as far as how they respect you.
Mm.
Because, my grandbaby, your daughter, my grandbaby, she you I'm gonna put it like this. At one point, I was I would have looked at her and be like, she just gonna go with the flow. She don't know what's going on. But that's
Mm.
bullshit.
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? She know.
And I hate when people say stuff
And you
like
ain't
that.
even got the try to let her know this who
Right,
got
right,
that. It's like animals. It's instinctive or something.
right. They pay attention to
They
everything.
pay
And
attention.
people love when back in the day, well, when I was younger, you know what I mean, we would hear adults saying like, "Oh, they don't know what's going on. Them kids, they don't know what's going on. You
That's
thinking
how
you
you
talking
get
over their
Tyrone.
head. Yeah, you think you talking over their head.
Shaquita, Queequeg.
Quick, yeah, Quiquetta be thinking that she
Queequetta.
talking over Quick head. Quick, she be
Yeah.
knowing what you talking about the whole time.
Queequetta be up in there taking them back shots and the baby be running across there. She be like, oh, she don't know what's going on. See, okay. And
Nah,
Queequeg
man.
in her bedroom in there, you out with your boo thing, and they were asleep when you left, or supposed to been asleep when you left, and she 10 years old, and then her stomach started rising up. Because you was taking them back shots talking about she ain't know what you was doing.
That's crazy.
You
That's
know what I
crazy.
mean? Yeah.
Shout out to the Open Gym Podcast. What up? What up, fellas? What up? What up? He said, "What up?"
All right, man.
And so before we get too far away from that, I wanted to ask you, like, I know that as a man, we may not do the best job of like expressing ourselves and what I mean, talking through our emotions at times. And so I wanted to ask you, like, how do you deal with or how did you growing up, and then how has it changed, like the way that you deal with the stresses and anxieties of manhood or fatherhood, or you know what I mean, like the job, like how do you manage to kind of like continue. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's getting tougher and tougher, and the suicide or the unalive rates are they're increasing, and it's like, and for men, you know what I mean, specifically more white men, but it's still increasing for us as well. And it's like, how do we deal with, or how have you dealt with the stressors as you've gone through your journey?
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna answer the question truthfully,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going into no detail.
Okay. All right, go ahead, bro. I already know where your fucking mind works. It's retarded.
I can't. I would you want me to just okay?
No,
All right,
nah,
okay. I'm gonna
nah,
get used to. Okay, I mean, I can shoot you one.
Hey,
I can shoot you
answer
one.
the question now. You go answer it, bro. I
Okay.
want to. I mean, something that can help somebody. That's what the question is. One of those that can help
Hey,
somebody, bro.
I don't know if it's gonna help. I'm telling you, you asked me about me. I don't know who it's gonna help now. That ain't that. You didn't say. You
Go
didn't
ahead.
say you wanted me to give nobody advice.
No,
You
but we
say,
can learn from what you learned.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? The
yeah, yeah.
wisdom. It's called wisdom.
Okay. Hey,
Go ahead.
hey,
Go ahead. What you got, bro? How did you deal?
hey.
Go ahead. I just know you too well, bro. Go ahead.
You got to find an outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to find an outlet
Mm-hmm.
in which when things is rough at the crib. And see, that's the thing. Women have to understand. You cannot. I don't care if you married. I don't care if you a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever y'all want to call yourself.
Yeah.
That man has to have some me time because he's the backbone of the house. And if he doing his job, he deserved that, number one. And number two is everybody got to have an outlet. I don't not telling you what type of outlet to get or how you need to, structure it or whatever, but everybody gotta have somewhere where they can go and being there, just being there, make them feel better. You know what I'm saying? It calms them down. You know what I'm saying? See, women, a lot of women, I'm not saying all women, women seem to have this idea in their head that it's okay for them to want to be under you and around you every freaking minute and every hour that they can figure out how to do it in a day. That's not healthy. Nobody don't listen. This ain't my line, but this one right here is always went home with me. You can find the most beautiful woman in the world, and there's a nigga somewhere that wish that motherfucker would go the fuck away.
Yeah, fact.
You know what I mean? There's somebody somewhere that wish she would take her ass and go somewhere and leave them the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? So women, y'all need to let up. A brother need to breathe, especially if he's sitting there and he holding things down. Now, if he's sitting there like Tyrone playing Nintendo, Xbox, you at work, you come home, he there in his drawers and he's still doing this, I'm not talking about him. But if he going to work and he coming home and he making sure the house is ran the way it's supposed to be ran, he's making sure things ends meet whether y'all doing it together financially, whether y'all doing it together financially, or he doing it by himself, like you do. You got to have an outlet, and she got to understand when she give you that outlet, when you come back to her, you got a smile on your face. You can listen to a little bit more stuff instead of blowing up, because they voice start nagging the crap out of you at some point.
They get real
just
dark.
Nag.
Yeah, and just to clarify, so this is something too. I believe that, and this is something that I talked about with two. Well, I don't know if we talked about on To Be Fair show, but I don't do it all on my own because I believe that saved money is a contribution.
Say again?
Saved money.
Oh yeah.
So like which being hands on. So like if you go and change my brakes yourself, that's saved money, that is an asset. So like at the end of the day, my wife being able to stay home, she take care of the kids with their own child care is fucking expensive.
Oh yeah, you ain't got to tell me.
So she's saving us money by being, you know what I mean? So that it's not like me doing it myself. Just I might be the one going to work, but like, you know what I mean? That she is saving money, which is an asset that I very much appreciate because child care is fucking crazy expensive.
Everybody got to do their part. Everybody, and that's her job. Her job is to be a helpmate. And being a helpmate, anything she can do to make things lighter on you or better on you, that's what she's supposed to do. And the way I'm saying that, I don't know if I'm saying it correct, ladies. I don't know if I'm saying it correct in the correct manner or whatever, but I'm not trying to belittle the position that a woman has in the house. That's not what I'm trying to do. But what I'm still merely saying is that is still her job. That part that she do in the house is very important, but it's her job to that's her contribution to the family dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
If you go break it down like that, then like if you can say that the woman's job is to do what you're saying now, she has that impact on the family in the house and da. So what is your job then?
My job?
Yeah.
All right, see.
And is the roles shared? As a matter of fact, man, we kind of got two. Let me pull up a meme that kind of goes into this. Well, I got two of them, and we'll respond back to them. I'm gonna pull them up because it seemed like, well, we end up going right into the conversations that I had in the chat or in here for us to listen to. So this was an interview that was on Club Shay Shay. This most recent upload. It was with her.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't going to agree with that.
I'm cool if you don't.
The breadwinner, he has normally, that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
I am advice and concurrence. He is the head of the household. This is what I believe.
You got the money, you making the money.
No, this is what I believe. He's a man. He is the head of household. People need to start reading Ephesians. That's what I believe. I may be strong-willed. I may make money. I want to make his life better and easier, but I'm not the head of the household.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the.
What do you think about that?
I think she's spot on. I think she's spot on because the thing of it is you okay, I'm gonna be saying too much. I think she's spot on because I think that you put, say, whatever however it break up, whether you make the most money or he make the most money, it should be put in an account to build money, what portion, and then the portion that you keep to go here. And as a respect, not because you got nuts, but as a respect, you sit down with your wife or your significant other and y'all go over how y'all gonna maneuver with the money that y'all have.
So make sure I understand, you're saying that there's a bill account that all of the bills are paid out of, and then y'all speak on what's left. What exactly do you mean?
No, see, no, what it is you should have a operating, you as a person
Mm-hmm.
should have a operating cash account, like
Okay.
your own private account, and you put whatever the number is out of what you make in that account. Then she does that.
So it's a joint account.
It's a joint account.
Okay.
Yeah. But a joint account, which is the bill account, y'all should put enough in there. Whether he's put, okay, let's say he putting he put let's say 80-90% of his money toward bills,
Mm-hmm.
and then he keep 20-15-20%, whatever it is, that goes into his account, spend it how he want to, whatever. Okay, and she makes more than him. Depending on the lifestyle that they agree on, if she want to live, let's say, like I say, she make more than him, but with her income, they can afford to live here instead of here. If she choose to live here, she shouldn't put that extra strain on him.
I see what you're saying.
She should be willing to put
make
that extra in there because she can afford to do it. But at the same time, when it comes to paying the bills and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you got a good man, because I'm just going to say you got a good man, because ain't no woman going to do that if she ain't got no good man. What I mean by good man is one that you know that can figure this stuff out and pay this stuff and make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? And
so you saying they're gonna lose a lot of people. I think in today's time, you think that a man should put 90% of his income into bills, and she makes more than he does. And so she's paying 10%, he's paying 90% of the bills. And so he only has 10% left. If she makes more than him, then she's saving a crazy amount of money. Even if they don't upgrade the lifestyle, let's say she don't want to upgrade the lifestyle. She cool with what the fuck you at, let you keep paying that 90, and I'm gonna tuck this over here.
No. See, because as a man, see, I mean, I guess I didn't go through all of that, but as a man, you're not gonna let your wife be walking around with XYZ amount of money and you not walking around with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So there's some negotiation got to go in at that point. That's why I really wouldn't. I just really wouldn't want to deal with it myself. I really wouldn't want to deal.
You said deal with a woman that makes more money?
I wouldn't want to deal with the situation to where it's in. It wasn't an equal thing. It wasn't an equal thing. Like as far as like 50, the money. No, not 50-50. Because like I say, if you want to live at a lower clip or more economically, let's put it that way, more economically, then you should be able to put more in the pot, or not put more in the pot. Put your portion in the pot. He put his portion in the pot, and then y'all I don't know, figure out some kind of way to, because it's not going to be fair if he walking around broke and you walking around with money. So that's just a lot. I don't even know how to explain.
Yeah, it sounds, and that's why when it boils down to it, that's why every relationship is different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because the intricacies as it relates to finances and where each of you lead in different areas and shit, all of it's going to be different for different people. And I don't necessarily know I don't think that should be based on just to simplify it down to just financial contribution. That's really, to me, that's an ignorant way to go about the even trying to be with somebody. To simplify it down to that, to me, that's just stupid. And so based on what you were just saying, made me think about something that I had been hearing. It's not, the relationship conversation is not as loud as it once was, in my opinion, from my POV, from my algorithm, because everybody's algorithm is different. But there was a conversation that was being had that kind of goes into what you were just saying. There was a conversation of saying that, like, men are intimidated by women that make good money or more money, or like, you know what I mean, just a woman that's doing decent with financially. What do you think about that? Do you think that we're intimidated by, or of course some people, but I'm saying, let's say on average, do you think men are intimidated because you make more money?
Me personally, I'm not, because I'm in that situation. But let me clear it up. I was babbling because I was trying not to touch on my personal situation while trying to explain that, and I just kept getting tangled up because I didn't want. But um, I mean, I don't know how it'll work for other people, but my wife, she make more than me. She got more properties than I do. All of that, everything, and she take care of her business. She don't ask me for no money to help her with her business. You know what I'm saying? And because she can afford it easily, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
But and I take care of my stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? I pay all my own bills, my own everything. I even pay bills at the house. You know what I'm saying? I pay bills at the house. But it's because I live there too. And I have a responsibility there too.
Right.
So I pay bills there too. But our situation is a little different because I also have skills that save her money. You know what I'm saying?
I was just saying a second
I
ago.
save her money.
Right.
You know what I mean? She don't have to call no contractor to get this done, to get that done, to get this done. Now, I can't do everything, but I can do enough to where it's noticeable how much money that I save you.
You can only imagine, like, being a person that has different properties, and you're actually married to a fucking handyman. You know what I mean? That's actually not just in, you know what I mean, motherfucker. You know, plenty of motherfuckers. Oh yeah, I can do that and come and tear some shit up. But like somebody that can actually, you know what I mean, that kind of contribution is like hundreds of thousands of dollars being saved. So like
over the course of some years,
big facts. And that's why to me, like that's why I want to get more and more into it, because I think that contribution is damn near more important than just like making a check, because that's something that you can't take that from me. That I can always, until my back don't work, but I can always help you to renovate and upgrade or keep your car on the road, or you know what I mean? Like, no, that changes. If you think about it, how much money do you spend a year, or let's say in a 5-year period, maintenance in your vehicles? Like, if you can save that money, it's just like
something go wrong with her car, I can fix it.
Right.
Something go wrong with the house, I can fix it. You know, patio door. You go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you buy a patio door.
About $1,000.
And then you get the patio door, bring it home. I got the truck, I got the trailer, I got everything. You bring it home, I tear it out, put a new one in there, and no problems. It's done. Look just as good as if you'd have called a contractor over there to do it. And you give me $100, say, yeah, give you some gas.
Yeah, that contribution is just like my the homie.
You know how many thousands of dollars it costs to get a patio door took out?
I can only imagine. I know that shit is not cheap at all.
You know, and so that's what I'm talking about. Redid whole kitchens, countertops.
Yeah, I was there. You know, we did that. I helped you with that.
You know, and AC go down. AC go down. Heat ain't working. Stuff like that. A lot of that stuff I can fix. I can't fix everything about everything, but a lot of that stuff I fixed myself.
Yeah, and and another thing too is what it looked like when it's being fixed right too.
Exactly.
So you can't just bullshit the contractor come out there and he just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing, you know what I mean? So that's also it's just we contribute in different ways, and I think that like it's becoming a lost thing. Like within the men in my generation, it's becoming more and more lost, and it's going to come to a point to where if you're going to have to pay for everything. Yeah. Well, like, you know what I mean? And the generation after me, we don't have skills, so we ain't passing nothing down. You're gonna have to make money in order to, like, think about it. You can buy a brand new house, but it ain't brand new in 20 years. You know what I mean? You that's gonna come. And so, like, if we don't pass anything down, you're gonna have to make some real money to keep your car on the road. If they gonna all be electric and all this shit, you keep your car on the road to keep your house going. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to. It's gonna cost a lot of fucking money,
bro. When that contractor told me it was $150,000 for that porch that I put on there myself, and I know I ain't got no more than about $5,000 in that porch, and he said it was $150,000 porch.
Yeah,
that's what the inspector, city inspector, came over there and said, and I got maybe $5,000 in there because I did it all myself, my own muscle.
With some,
that's crazy.
We had Jesus help.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But let's not get. I don't want to get too far. I wanted that. This was another video that I saw this week that made me think about you, and I was like, I wonder what this nigga gonna say to this. I already know how I feel, But this was a good one right here. I'm gonna pull this up real quick and we can listen to this and see what you think about it.
Most men are so simple. So the way that you treat him will always matter more than what you think you're bringing to the table, whether that be your finances, your education, your cooking or cleaning skills. None of that can compare to treating that man right. So you can lose your man to a woman with no job, no education, no cooking or cleaning skills because she's got listening skills. She knows how to speak to him kindly, softly. She initiates the sex. She shows him he is desired, and she uplifts that man on a daily basis without him asking. You understand? Why wouldn't he choose her? Most men.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
I was thinking too. How you gonna say no cooking? Hold up. Well, you said no cooking,
that's
clean.
a requirement coming through the door.
Hey,
Me and my wife
that
had
plate-
that conversation.
That plate,
We had that conversation.
I can tell you this, and that's it's funny that you put you on the cooking with Kaya. You seen that? You know what I mean? They was hot about that. My thing is that, bro, if you ain't cooking, me and Ben, I think that we've not evolved as much. Like they always say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's changed?
Hell no, it ain't changed.
I don't believe it's changed.
That when you hungry, you get home, that meal be fire.
And then if you don't have to, she don't like you. If maybe she give you one or two choices, like, what do you want to eat? And you got to figure out. No, don't make me have to do all this thinking about the shit. Whatever you cook, I'm going to eat.
You already know what I eat.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I eat, how the hell am I your husband or your man or whatever? How you don't know what I eat?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't play that. Me and my wife, we had a conversation about that. My wife is a hard worker. She she do her thing. You know what I'm saying? And she got money, so she don't have to cook.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you was single though. But if I'm your husband, cooking is part of the, you know what I mean? But now, I'm gonna tell you now, she don't play that serving shit. She ain't gonna be waiting on you hand and foot. You sitting at the, she put your plate up there and your fork and stuff on there, your tray and everything. She put it right there beside the stove. You better go get what you want. But it's cooked, it's ready. Now, if she in a good mood, and she just feel like it, she'll fix my whole plate and bring it to me. But most of the time she won't do it. And I appreciate it too. And the thing about it is when it's a woman that can afford to do what she can do, for her to go do that. Cook. And then you know what though? Now she ain't never said this, but I guarantee you it's some out there because it always is. But she ain't never said that before though. But it's some woman out there right now that telling her, I wouldn't fix that nigga nothing if I was in your position and I be, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's why you ain't got no man though. You ain't got where your man at. Because if she got a girlfriend with a man, I ain't met him yet. And I done met them.
Yeah.
So where was he at? Bro ain't never around?
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's the worst place to get advice from.
Thank you.
That's the worst place to get advice.
You the one sitting over here with no man at all. Gonna tell my wife what you wouldn't do. Evidently, I got some value to my wife because she wouldn't be with me because she damn sure ain't with me for my money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She ain't with me for my money. She got more money than I do. You know? So, no. It just killed me, It's somebody's daughter right now done told her this week that I wouldn't put up with his this and I wouldn't put up with his. You're going to either put up with somebody's shit or you're going to be by yourself.
That's
them the only options
you
got. I got to put up with her shit. She ain't perfect. Get on my goddamn nerve. Yeah, she do. She know it too.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. Anytime you've seen like some people that have been married for a long period of time, they always like they get on each other's nerves. It's obvious that y'all get on each other's nerves. Like
Exactly.
y'all like even talk shit in front of people. You know how when you're young and y'all early in the relationship,
Yeah.
y'all actually hide all of the shit because you feel like you gotta present this way and that way. If you look at grandma and grandpa, they don't give a fuck about that.
That's right.
Shit, grandma will tell you to shut the hell up right in front of the kids and everybody. Because it ain't even a thing like that's you know what I mean. And and I think that we're trying to. A lot of us are trying to recreate something we've never seen before. So we're recreating shit we've seen off TV. All of that shit's fake.
All that shit fake.
All of that shit's
Somebody
fake.
wrote that shit. That's a script.
Yeah, it's a script like a motherfucker. And you
right.
maybe they got some ideas from some shit that they saw, but they taking shit out too and putting shit in. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're like most of us, and when we talk about like marriage, and I'm glad we got here, bro. It's crazy how our conversations end up stringing into my goddamn question list. But yeah, I think that like a lot of us are. It's the first time that we're actually like seeing this thing, and we think that it's supposed to be a way that like it just can't live up to. It just can't live up to it. It's more real. Like the real, it's more real. The lived experience is just so much more real than anything you've seen.
We gotta stop lying to our kids.
100%.
We gotta stop lying to them. I love my wife got my back, bro. I don't even. That's not even a question. She got my back. She'll go to war with me right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all a man want. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna get along every day, all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look at your ass all day. No.
Yeah.
No. And you shouldn't want to look at me all day. But sometimes you find women that just they can't get enough of you. They want to look at you 24/7. And if that works for you, that's fine. But I'm sorry to tell you, it ain't gonna happen. But you know, if that's how you know what I mean.
Especially long term, like that ain't some shit that's really going. That ain't long term.
Exactly.
Like, that's funny. Shout out to Ron DeWan. He say, "Bro, you and Pops got the same voice." LOL. Now that's funny. I ain't never heard that one. I already know the look-alike, but the voice thing, that's funny.
Yeah.
And so since we got the marriage, you previously have disclosed how many times you've been married on the pod.
Yeah.
Which is how many?
Yeah, 4.
4.
Yeah, 4.
So, question: why do you keep getting fucking married, bro?
Yeah, because I ain't a quitter. I ain't a quitter.
Obviously, no, you a quitter. Obviously,
no,
because you quit 3 times.
I got divorced.
That's quitting.
I didn't divorce. They divorced me.
Oh, so they quit. You gonna say you ain't quit? All right.
They quit.
Okay. So, but why would you? What is there a value that you have with marriage?
I'm actually lying. Your mama. No, did I divorce your mama? Or did your mama divorce me? She left me. I know that.
Yeah.
But did she divorce me though? I can't remember if she divorced me.
I ain't never heard that story.
I can't remember if she divorced me or I divorced her. Now I know my wife after that. I divorced. I divorced. I left and I divorced.
What was and we ain't gotta go too much, but like what was something that you say like was the unhappy part? Like what made you realize? That was another fucking question on my list. It's like when is it time as a man? Because I know like women they become unhappy and like it's much easier for them to become unhappy and want to leave than us. But like when is it time to call it quits as a man? When you think like, man,
with her, she had a medical condition. You know what I'm saying? Not like, well, it was a medical condition, like
mental
attitude, health. Mental health thing. You know what I'm saying? And it was some stuff that went on with that. And I just veered away from the relationship and I, left and I divorced her. And then
I want to talk about hold on, but I don't want I don't want you to go too far because what do you think are some things that like that if allowed to go on long enough will be like, man, let's leave. I'm tapping out. Like, because generally women divorce us at fucking crazy rates. You know what I mean? And oftentimes I think that like the dude, you might divorce him and you may feel like you right. That's like they break up with us more than we break up with them. Whole time, a lot of time we be done tapped out on there anyway, and really we really be getting you to yeah, we don't like to do it. So like, but what would you say are like some things that like should drive a man to like, I'm tapping out?
What
like
well, see the thing,
could you stay if she cheated?
Because it ain't. That's what I was talking about right there. That's what I was just getting. Because it ain't fair.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't fair. But we can't handle it. We can't. Women can handle it. They built different. I don't know. Maybe it's unfair to say that, but it's a fact. It's a fact. It's been like I ain't the oldest guy in the room.
You old as hell. Don't sit here and no, you the oldest guy in the room. Talking about I ain't
okay. Well, I'm gonna put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. My daddy did it.
Bucket.
My daddy did it.
Tipped.
Hey, it can be tipped. Just get a little nudge. I'll be over there. Yeah. But my daddy did it. Mm-hmm. My daddy's daddy did it.
You talking about cheating?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
My daddy's daddy did it. And from my understanding, from the little bit I've heard my dad talk about, his daddy's daddy did it. Mm. Now, I don't know, we can't get no further back than that, as far as I can go.
Yeah.
But the women then didn't leave because of that.
But was it because that the man had so much financial?
How am I answer that?
What do you think? Do you think that the reason why they didn't leave was simply because they couldn't stand alone?
I think, to be perfectly honest, and I don't know, maybe this is just a man point of view and I'm stupid, but I think it's because they knew then that when soon as you leave him, there's another one gonna pick him up. If he any good, if he got a decent job, he got his own place and a car, and it don't hurt if he kind of cute.
Yeah.
Soon as you pack your shit and leave,
no motherfucker moving in.
Quiquetta gonna be there. She gonna be there.
Been waiting for a chance.
Waiting on you. And it might be the one that was sitting there telling you, girl, I wouldn't put up with that shit. Girl, hey. I almost said something. You can't say everything. But yeah, might be the one that be trying to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it ain't but so many of us. Okay, you subtract the ones that's in prison. You subtract the Tyrones. And
homosexual.
I was just gonna get it. And you subtract the ones that's homosexual. I already got Tyrone out the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of you got left? Straight heterosexual men that's good, decent work history, decent credit, got a couple dollars.
Like you feeding into what they be saying. They pretty much be talking about ain't no good man out here. That just the selection of good men are so minute that like that's the reason why that's the reason why it's so fucked up, because ain't no good men out here. You believe that?
Prove that. And ain't no good men.
No. I'm saying that when they say ain't, of course that's an over exaggeration, but what they're meaning is the population is so small that, you know what I mean, they're either already married or, you know what I mean. You believe that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's a fact. Prove it
ain't.
Not a fact. Prove it ain't.
Well, I mean, what I'll say is that no,
you a fact, man. You prove it ain't.
Ain't no way to prove that it's not a fact. It's an opinion thing. I think that you're taking your anecdotal evidence based on your surroundings to say that. But like I can tell you, like within you already know you know my homies. You know, and you know.
So they off the market. They the married ones.
Not all of them.
Okay, so what's the point you trying to make?
What I'm trying to say is that there are. It depends on where your line of sight is. If you like we
nigga say something.
What do you mean?
I don't understand what you're saying. Tell me what the hell you talking about.
What I'm saying is it depends on where your lens is. So if you over here where we are and your lens and you sitting here trying to look at around here, then you're gonna say, oh damn, the population of good men, the population of this is so much smaller. But all you could go to university Go to university, and I think that changes the optics. Go to if you go to different sections of town, you know what I mean. You're gonna see a different
nigga.
type.
It ain't got nothing to do with the section of town you in.
What do you mean?
It's got something to do with where you at in society.
What I'm saying, but you can go to a different area. What I'm saying is that where you are, as far as your location within your city, you're going to see people that are generally doing the same amount of shit that you're doing. You're generally at the same level as you. If you go up a level, right, and then you look around, there are some guys there doing that, and they're going to be different. You see what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Depends on where your lens is, where you're pointing your lens. If you in the hood pointing your lens,
so
talk
you
about
trying
niggas
to tell me? So let me get this right. So
Uh-huh.
what you trying to tell me is the more money you make, because it takes money to get to step up.
Okay.
It takes money to step up. Can
But
we
it don't-
agree on that? Can we agree on
No,
that?
but you talking about having a car, having a place to stay, and what that was it, and just heterosexual.
Heterosexual.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you telling me that you think the population of niggas who got a car, a place to stay, and they straight is so minute that
Single.
Yes.
Yeah.
You telling me that you believe that?
That what?
That population is so small.
I'm saying that I'm not saying that population is small. I'm just saying the women population in that criteria, I mean, that they don't have to have none of that. It's so much larger, is what I'm saying.
And
So
then
you're looking at it from the wrong.
there's more women than men anyway.
More women than men anyway.
And then,
when you take out the married men, the men that's in jail, the Tyrones, and come up with a decent brother that somebody won't. If you gonna let him go, and he a brother, he got his own this, his own that, can just pull you right on in his situation, and you done. You straight. Matter of fact, you can come without a car because he got two of them. Because most men, if you straight, you got a car and a truck, or an SUV and a car. You got something like that.
Well, that's later
So
in
she
age,
can
though.
come.
But I understand what you're saying.
That's
later in age, though. Usually that's later in age.
Okay. Usually people get married up a little later in age, like your age.
So?
Like your age.
There ain't too many niggas at my age that got two cars.
There ain't too many niggas your age that's got two cars.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about y'all having two cars. Y'all got a car though, right?
Yeah.
Okay then. But you got more than one car.
But
you your age. But
yeah, but I mean that's the size of the point. I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying in general.
I understand. But my point is this. That as men move up in age, they acquire more if they decent men. Sure. So
well, just in general,
if you your age, when you get say 7 more years, you're gonna have a truck. You're gonna have a truck. You already said you want to do something with your hands. You're gonna have to have a truck.
Yeah,
And you got a house already. It's a simple mathematics.
Well, I mean,
but you your age. We're talking about your group of people. You just said you got some homeboys. This, and the third. We're talking about your peoples.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'll let you have it. You have it.
That's right. So them guys.
That's crazy. You gonna sit here and say that you actually believe that. And just I got another chat. Ron DeWine said, "Oh, this is dope to have these intergenerational convos between black men. Appreciate y'all letting us in." Yeah, no, hey, that's the whole. Honestly, that's the whole reason why why we decided to do it. Is like not only the father son thing, but like just the generational, intergenerational conversation, because a lot of the information doesn't get passed down. A lot of us don't have relationships with our fathers that we would say like open to talk about whatever. You know what I mean? And that leads me into my question. I appreciate you, Ron, saying that. We're gonna move forward. And my question is, what made you seek like a homie relationship, like between us? Because I remember when I was younger, even though like I would get kicked out and have to stay with you for a little while, and then I would come back home. That shit happened multiple times. But we didn't really have a talking relationship. You didn't really talk to me about anything when I lived with you. We didn't have a relationship when I lived with you.
Didn't know how to.
No, and I understand that now. We've had those conversations, and we can get into that too. But my question is what made you want to have a homie relationship versus like this, the hierarchical heart? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Because I wanted it with my father. I wanted it with my father. And it probably had a lot to do with the fact that my father, I know he loved me because everybody around me told me your dad love you. You know, this, and the third. That shit ain't worth a fuck if he don't tell me though. I don't give a shit what they say. He ain't tell me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my thing is that so I had a relationship with my dad to which it was only about work. Matter of fact, you know, say I was one of the lazy motherfuckers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what my dad said.
And he was he had a business too. He was a roofer. He had a roofing business.
Yeah, roofing company,
dump truck and all that. It was a legit business.
Yeah. And he made money. You know, he made money. And you know, I grew up in that environment, you know, and you know, my daddy, you know, he said plenty of time. You get you a ride, always have you a car, keep you a couple dollars in your pocket, and a place to stay. Woman coming. You ain't got to look for her, she coming. And that's why I've always had the frame of mind to go out and get mine. You know what I'm saying? My house, car, money, job, those things. But feeling wise, he never shared anything with me emotional. He was never emotional with me. And his father wasn't emotional with him either, from what I gather from the little bit of conversations, you know. And he wasn't talking to me. He was talking around me to his buddies. You know, they have conversations like we having a conversation. And, you know, you hear stuff. And that's where I get that from. But I wanted my dad to have a relationship with me, as in to where we could talk like this. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I couldn't get it. Number one, my dad didn't have a chance if he was going to change because I was like 23, 20 something.
And how old was he?
And 44.
Oh, yeah, dang. You ain't really, 44, that's pretty early. Yeah.
And I didn't even know how early it was until that lady, insurance lady, told me that
he was young.
He was young when he died. And I'm like, no, he wasn't. He was 44. I'm jaw dropped when I said that.
Nah, 44
I didn't know
is crazy.
how young that was because I'm older than that now.
Yeah.
You know
by a long shot.
Yeah.
By like 14.
Yeah.
No, that's
what I'm saying. So I didn't know how young he really was. You know what I mean? But I was young, so I'm like, you know.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day, it was funny because I remember you wanted me to call you Jay. You didn't want me to call you Dad. You want me to call you Dad, and you wanted me to call you Jay. And I thought that like even then it was something that I couldn't do because I naturally only called you, you know what I mean, Dad. And but then,
you call me old head now though.
Yeah, I call you old head now. We cool. You know what I mean? We cool, and I guess we could talk about that if you like what was it that made. What was it that, because there were some things that you were trying to implement, and I guess I'll go here too. There were some things that you were trying to teach me that I wasn't grasping, but the thing was that you didn't have the ability to actually have the action and then articulate your purpose. And I think that a lot of time uncommunicated expectations is a fault in a lot of relationships, whether it be marital, whether it be friendship, relationship, and just like us. So like you would, and now I know what you were trying to do, but then the reason why I wasn't getting it is because you ain't saying shit other than the do. Yeah, it's just that. It's just like, and you know what I mean? And if I don't, then it's just like cussing out about doing, but I didn't really understand what your purpose was for even trying to get me to do the thing.
That's how I was raised. My dad did me. He do. That was it. Yeah, and you do because I said do, not
right, because I said so. And that's, I actually try not to say that as much with my kids, because I feel like to actually explain the thing to them, you know what I mean? That's where the fruit lies. It's the understanding of why thing. And I know I'm a why person. Like I like to understand what my job is. Like when I was working at the bank, I like to understand what my job is and how that, you know what I mean, how it runs into these other areas. And hell, I want to learn what that person doing because it's relative.
Your
If you
daughter gonna be like that. She like that now.
Yeah, she like that now. She want to
like that now.
understand,
Yeah, she
and
wanna
that's just
understand. Yeah.
that's just how it is. But when I went to the military, and you remember that call, as you like to talk about that call, I called you just to let you know, like, bro, I get it now. And it was because that was the first time that I had, like, the expectation was that I paid bills. I go, and you know what I mean? That level of discipline was different than anything I had seen. There was a reasoning for everything that you were doing. There was, the time was given to you. What you were going to be wearing was given to you. You know what I mean? What you were going to be doing the entire time. They were giving you and barking out orders nonstop. And then it was like, fuck, my dad, he didn't necessarily do it this way, but I could see what he was trying to get over to me. You know what I mean? Trying to help me to become a man. And I just, there was no way for me to understand that shit at all at that point. And I guess I'll let you go ahead. You can speak on like what you got from that call, or what you know, how you felt about it.
Yeah, it was a it was an eye opening moment because you know how I am. You know, I don't I don't really feel like I did nothing amazing. I don't feel like I really did anything. Actually, I feel like I screwed up more than I fixed or whatever. You know how I am. So to be honest about the whole situation, I it felt good because I that was the first time I ever got any kind of recognition for what I was trying to do. And then
I
for
didn't know
you to
that.
call me with our relationship being as it was when you left, for you to call me and tell me that you understood what I was trying to do, it it did something. It did something to me. It brought me back to when I needed my father to tell me he loved me, but he never did. But other people, you know, was telling me that he did. And, you know, for whatever reason, every time they said it, I'm like, he could be lying to you. He ain't never told me. He could be lying to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I thought. And then when you called me and you said that, it was it was I was very emotional. I don't know if you know, when I was younger, I was very emotional. It was easy to get me upset to the point where I would drop a tear.
I was the same way.
And okay.
That's crazy. Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't know that
I was
about you.
I was very emotional, and I would situations come up, and it was easy for me to drop a tear. And then when I was about 16, 15, somewhere along in there, I prayed to God, and I told him that I wasn't crying no more. I wasn't crying no more. That was something. That's why when I'm jumping around, but when my dad died, love my daddy. When my dad died, I couldn't shed a tear because I hadn't cried since I told God I wasn't crying
I
no
didn't know
more.
that.
I told God I wasn't crying no more. That I was gonna be a man. I was gonna whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know how the family dynamic was. It was my mama and my two sisters, and I always called them a clique because they was always together, but I was always alone. Was nobody, what I mean? I used to beg my mama to have another child. I hope it was to be a boy so that I would have somebody. That's crazy. But anyway, yeah. So it took me back to that point, and that's the reason I couldn't cry when my dad died, even though I felt it. My eyes watered up, but I didn't drop a tear. But you know how when your eyes water up and you looking through the water that's in your eyes, the way it changed your vision. I was at that point, but I never actually dropped a tear. My father passed, and
Yeah, I ain't never seen you cry before.
I know. I told you. That's why. Yeah, but I didn't cry for my dad. So then when you called me and you told me about that, that was a time that I got the same glossy eyes. I didn't drop a tear,
Yeah.
but I had the same glossy eyes when you told me that, because I felt like I did something right.
Mm.
For once, I done something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm getting a little emotional now. I'm going back. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually did. You know, we done talked about a lot of different shit. I haven't heard this one though. This one is it's a bit different. Go ahead. And like Unc said, men need, and I was gonna say the same thing. He said, Unc said, men need to cry because holding it in, holding stuff on the inside only bring pain from you to others, or pain of self conflicting to self. Yeah, I think that like I know for sure I cried in front of Nana on purpose. I cried in front of her on purpose one time. Because one of the things that I want to make sure to do is to help her humanize men. Because I know, like because I do a lot of things, and you know what I mean. I am leading in the areas, and it's easy for you to not look at me as human.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think crying is one of those healthy things that. But what? So you said you, and I ain't never heard you speak too much about like praying either.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I pray. I pray. I do. I'm a God fearing man. I really believe that that He watches over me. I've been in situations to where even like when I was really young. I think I was maybe about 14. No, I don't know if I was that young. Probably about, well, yeah, I could have been 14, 15, somewhere along in there. And uh I got into a fight with this guy. Yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah, I remember this story. Go ahead, you can tell if you
I
want to.
got this fight. I got into a fight with a guy. He had no business messing with that dude. Got egged on. You know how you got them kids and they, oh, hey, just egging.
Yeah,
And we got in a fight.
That's fucking cute.
He kicked my ass. Cute. He kicked my ass, and he was on top of me, and he was just punching me, and I could see him punching me, but not one of those licks touched me. Everybody that saw us, that saw the fight, that saw me the next day, was like, wow, man, they say you got messed up. Da-da-da. You know how the kids do.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. And all this. I didn't feel one punch. I could see him hitting me, but not one punch touched me. And when I came out the next day, everybody was like, dang, your face was, they say your face was going to be all messed up. Da-da-da. I didn't have a scratch. Not one scratch. And that was the point when I can say that I really felt like that. I knew that there was a God, and He was there with me then. Because I wasn't messing with that dude. I wasn't even trying to mess with that dude. They just got instigated, and then it went from,
you know what I mean? Cute, bro.
But I felt like that was him. So I didn't have a scratch.
Was Big Mom going to church? I don't remember ever.
Big Mom went to church.
She went to church.
But see, this is the thing.
I don't remember ever going to church with Big Mom.
This is the thing. I don't remember going to church with her either. Renee did, but I don't know if Pearl did. I'm telling you, that house, the way I grew up in that house, it was like it was a hallway that ran. It's almost like a shotgun house. You come in the front door and you could damn near see the back door.
Right.
It was all the way the other end of the, but it was off a little bit so you couldn't see it. But yeah, and it's like they lived on that side. All the girls lived on that side of the house. I lived on this side of the house. And I was by myself all the time. It was just me, and then it was them. That's the way I grew up. And Renee went to church with Mama, but I don't remember Mama ever taking me to church.
I don't remember her ever going to church.
I didn't even know she went to church as much as she went to church. Because when we was at Mama's funeral, and that lady was talking about that, her in the church, and
yeah.
And I ain't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I ain't know nothing about none of that. I ain't know nothing about none of that. I didn't know nothing about that.
Unc got a shout out to Unc. Appreciate you in the chat, man. He got a statement that he made. He said Real love, his mom so much that he would not admit that she was wrong on the way she raised him, and his father was trying to teach him to be a man, but he sided with his mom. Well, I will say, one of the things that I've learned as an adult man, I've figured out that I think that one of the things that a man has to realize is that his mom is a woman too. As soon as you realize that your mom is a woman too, you start to humanize and understand a little bit better. So I would say a lot of men, but the statement you're making, I can see that it does translate for a lot of men, but not me specifically. Because I definitely have gotten to a place where I humanize
No,
my
no, no, no,
mom.
no, no.
Go ahead.
But it did apply to you.
And that's what I was about to
It
say.
don't
And
now.
that's what I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was younger,
Okay.
for sure,
Okay.
there was a bit of because at the end of the day, I spent more time with her. She was the one that was providing and the savior, the thing. And a shout out to Mom Deuce because she did a great job. One thing I can say is that she made the hood not feel like the hood.
Yeah.
We were in the hood, but we didn't feel like we were poor
Yeah.
because you can actually have enough love in your house to not know that you as poor as you are.
Mhm.
And in these days and times, I don't know if they actually understand that that's real because we just want to pay for everything and fucking just buy everything for the kids rather than actually, you know what I mean, doing the thing. You know what I mean,
Mhm.
doing the thing that love is. You can. I literally didn't realize that we was how broke we was.
I want to shout out to her too because she deserves the praise for being a real woman, even though she wasn't perfect. As far as when it came to me and y'all,
Mm-hmm.
she never got in the way of
Oh, for
me
sure.
seeing y'all.
And just a
She
highlight
never.
because it's called child support because we
Mhm.
were supposed to be talking about child support as a highlight. Mom Dukes came to me and Jasmine and asked us, "Did we want you to be locked up for child support?" Literally, she was going to court, and I remember this. She literally asked me and Jasmine, "Did we want you to be locked up because of the fact that it was behind?"
Mhm.
And we both said no. And she went in there and dropped the motherfucker.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that takes a different kind of woman than we be seeing. You know what I mean? That be popping all that shit, quick.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It takes a different type of person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely like Mom Dukes is
Mhm.
her heart is real and she's a real like you know what I mean.
I
I fuck like Mom Duke. I fuck with her, but and also at the same time, like I said, I can humanize her as well and understand that as a woman, you've done the shit you the same shit that they be.
we just
We
don't men we just don't go around
big
talking
facts
about what
happen.
happened,
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship. I've never came to you and said your mama did this and your mama did.
No.
I know some stories,
Yeah.
but I've never came to you and said your mama did this and she did that.
Yeah.
But they do us like that though.
Now big time.
Everything
Big
that we do, they gonna tell it.
and it's loud too. It's real loud. It's real loud. And that was when I realized that, especially like having homeboys that's going through all of the different things with women and
Mhm.
the stuff that I went through within my
Yeah.
marriage and like over time. And then this was the clicker from this is when it really clicked for me was when Nana told me that she didn't love me after I told her she couldn't do
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
I was like, holy shit. Now this is something that starts even at this point.
Mhm.
That manipulation and the way that you try to do the thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All of this stuff that y'all say we be doing, y'all been doing this shit since gaslighting wasn't even a word back then.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you've been doing so. It's
Yeah.
it's the
And
thing
she
is
what 4?
four,
And
and
she
she
doing it?
was like she was either 2 or 3 when she said that, and I knew she didn't mean it.
Mhm.
What you're doing is you're manipulating the situation to try. You want to dig, and you don't even know what that even means yet.
Mhm.
So that right there helped me to understand, like, huh, these are they
That's in that genetic makeup.
for sure.
It's in the
They're more
genetic
alike than
makeup.
they are different. And just like us, we're more alike than we are
Very
different
different.
from one another as
Mhm.
well. Like everybody is an individual, but at the end of
Yeah.
the day, we're gonna share more characteristics than we different.
Mhm.
Um, and let me see. He said, I guess I wasn't saying you dehumanize your mom. What I was saying was that your mom did some things that. Oh, I'm sorry. Your mom did some things that was wrong and should have sent you to your dad and told you to listen to him a lot more. We'll talk. So what the thing is that my mom actually allowed me. I moved in with old head a couple of times, probably at least 3. I'm just gonna not even try to think about it. At least
Yeah.
3 times. It's more than that though. And the thing was is that as he's even sat here and said that there wasn't art. He couldn't articulate to me what he was trying to do. So I would have never. There's no way for me to know. So you can say that like he was trying to teach me and no, he wasn't trying to teach me.
No, I
He was trying
to
to teach
you.
me. It just wasn't in a way that was going to be. You have to explain the thing.
Yeah.
So it's all like there's no way
It's
for
the
me
method.
to get it.
It was the method.
Right.
I was trying to teach you, but it was the method in which I was going about it that you couldn't come to terms with.
Right. I just didn't understand.
How I end up with the apology, because you seen it when you got away from it and got an experience from another point of view, and then you could relate and understand what I was trying to do, but it didn't do you any good when you was coming up.
Because the thing is that the military will show you is the attention to detail. So like you care about a lot of minute things. You would like get on some like you ain't bring the trash, but it's not minute. You should be doing the thing. But in the military, they pay attention to detail. And so the task is not complete until it's complete in its entirety. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you don't do it right, you're gonna do it over. You know what I mean? So like those are the things that you were doing, but I didn't really get what you was trying to do. Yeah. See, just the communication was what I was needing. I just needed to understand the why, and that was just what it was. But then Mama Sharon Young, she said, my mother once said, "You don't live on the outside to live on the inside. A mother's love will shelter you and make you feel." My mother once said, "You don't live on the outside to live on the inside." That's hard. Like you are living in a mansion. And let's see, Unc said, oh, I'm sorry. I could put these up for y'all too. Unc said, the way he was trying to teach you, he wasn't the way he was trying to teach you that you were used to because you were around women too much. And that happens. Okay, yeah, I couldn't understand the way he was trying to teach me because I was around women too much. Yeah. And that, like, I could take that. I can take that. I could say that that's probably true. Then he got another one. He said, "I grew up in a household where it was me, my dad, and 6 women. My dad went to his room, I went to mine, and we lived." LOL.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
I think this. See, that's one of the things I think that my generation is getting a lot bit better with than your generation is that the idea of the stoicism. And for me, I actually appreciate stoicism. A lot of people like kind of demonize or talk down about stoicism. I actually appreciate stoicism, but I think that there's a time and a place where as a man, you start to really figure out when and where these different type of ideas or practices are supposed to be utilized in. And so stoicism is a good thing, but then also when as it relates, like I'm gonna have a communicative relationship with my children. Like I'm gonna tell you the why, because this why that I connect this dot here to there, it translates in many different areas in your life. Even though this is just one scenario, this thing translates in many different scenarios in your life. And so I can teach this lesson that bleeds over and fills a cup in another area as well. So I one thing I can say is how long we've been on here. Oh, we still good. Yeah, like I appreciate, especially at the latter end, because once I became an adult man, that's where you actually really start kicking in certain things I was able to see. Like when you pulled that Cadillac off the showroom floor and pulled up at the crib. What was it? Was it a Seville? DTS. It was
DTS.
It was one of the big boy. It was the big body. And you pulled that joint out there, and you was in it by yourself. And the thing that you wanted to, the thing that you had, what told me was, it depends on what your credit is. This come with good credit. You can come in, they'll let you take the car by yourself and ride around if your credit good. And that stuck out to me. That was one of the things that like, okay, even though it didn't really the fruit it didn't bear fruit right away. You know what I mean? It didn't bear fruit right away because I fucked my credit all the way up. I got my first credit card at 18, maxed that motherfucker with one swipe. You remember that?
With some speakers and shit. Yeah,
maxed that motherfucker with one swipe.
Stereo system.
It was $500 credit line. Yeah. Capital One with they shitty ass rates. Yeah. And max that motherfucker out. One swipe ain't make nan payment. Not one. Nigga didn't make one payment. And that shit actually followed. But I ended up getting together. But yeah, that was something that you definitely you would have, because like that was something that Mom Dukes she wasn't going to teach that. She wasn't on that type of time. She didn't teach any like financial thing. That was nothing like that she taught. And I guess what I'll ask you here is, what do you
I
think the
can't
difference?
shake it over here.
Got you fucked up
I
still?
can't shake
Yeah, no, that's fire. You've been holding years and years of fucking tears back. That's why you can't shake it.
it.
Nigga, you supposed to let them hoes out. You need to make sure you go home tonight. Go ahead and just goddamn get them, go into the what you call it, go into the sunroom and just get some of them tears off you, bro, because that ain't helping nothing. That ain't helping nothing. You need to get them off of you, bro. And you'll see it makes you feel so much better once you get them off of you. You got to do that for yourself, bro. I didn't know that I knew that I ain't seen you cry before, but I didn't know that you had like prayed and like, you know what I mean? And talked to God about not crying. And then like from whatever age that started, it sounded like that's been a long fucking time. You got to let that go, bro. I seen you didn't cry at none of the funerals. Like what, last year we had a lot of funerals. We had a lot of funerals last year. I cried every single one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I cried every single one of them. I that's one of those things. Like I
shut it off. I don't know.
nah, you got to turn that ass back on, because that's gonna kill you. That's gonna kill you. You got to turn that back on, man. Don't don't do that. And so what I wanted to well, we're gonna talk about that more off. But what I wanted to get to, my bad, was what do you think the difference is between being a father and being a dad?
Okay. The difference is it's the level of you. It's the level of love. That's the easiest way to put it. It's the level of love. When you are when you somebody's dad, you you go through the motions and you love them. But when you their father, that's when they come before you.
Hmm.
When you their father, when you know what I mean, when you actually involved in and you want to be involved in what's going on in their life and steering them in the right direction. You their dad, you do what you got to do, because it's just like them people that tell you that I got it out the mud. They gonna have to get it out the mud too.
Yeah.
That's your dad. Your father, he trying to set shit up so that if anything happened to him, that you gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's what your father do for you. Your father, he go without, whether you know he going without or not. He go without to make sure certain things are in place so that if when not if when he leave, his family gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's what a father does. Your dad, he just you hey man, go in and get you something to eat, whatever, all right, that's all, I mean, that's all I can do for you. Something to eat, you need to spend the night, you gonna get on the chair over there, whatever. You know what I mean? That's your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your father, he gonna try to make sure, if you get in a rough spot, hold up, we can get this thing together. I'll help you out, a little
Especially
bit.
if he can see you trying.
Yeah, and he can see you trying. That's what I'm saying.
That's
But
something that
he
you
gonna have
had
to be
taught. That's
your
something else
father.
that you instilled in me too. Like, don't help people that ain't. And Mom Dukes too. Don't Mom Dukes say don't help people. Ain't no need to help people that ain't trying to help themselves.
That's right.
And you just throwing good money out the bag. And you damn, I just had a brain fart. I just had a brain fart. But it was a similar. It was a similar lesson that was taught on both of y'all on that. So and I actually just wanted to say that, ask that question, because like a lot of people be like, there's a difference between raising kids and taking care of kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of mugs just like they supply the necessity and act like that's raising kids.
No, that's not.
No, that's the shit you do with your dog. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You could, matter of fact, even
You
more
don't
lower.
raise your dog.
You could, yeah,
You
can
just take care of him.
but you can raise a dog, but it's
Yeah.
more like a fish.
Yeah.
It's more like a fish. You ain't raising no damn fish. You just feeding, bro, and cleaning the tank, bro.
Yeah,
That's all you doing.
Yeah.
And that's not parent. That's not actually raising a child. You know what I mean? It's levels to this shit, and that's why I ain't no person to sit here and say that I'm no. Honestly, I don't give myself the credit of saying like I'm a good parent. You know what I mean?
I don't consider myself one either.
And to me, it's levels to shit. I have an idea in my head, and of course, I always feel like the idea in my head is gonna be much better than me all the time because that's just how I think. I don't need to be patted on the back all the time about nothing. I'm cool. Like I am a person that like I'm okay with myself when I look, but I do want to always strive to be better at all times.
That's the thing. You know, you always set the bar higher than what you are because it keeps you humble for one, and it keeps you growing, and it keeps you trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you feel like that you the shit, you stop trying.
Yeah,
you stop growing.
Yeah, the nigga J. Cole, I think it was if you ain't shooting for the stars, you aiming too low.
You're aiming too low.
It was something around that, you know what I mean?
I
And that's one of the ones
I
that
know what you're
stuck.
trying to say. Yeah.
That's one of the ones that stuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you reach a bar, you set a new one.
Yeah. Well, man, this has been a great show. This one was fun. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You almost got old head over here crying. Nigga ain't cried in 40 years. Almost got a tear. That's we making some progress.
Whatever.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all know we read the chats. We tap in with y'all. We'll be back. We're not gonna shoot this week coming up. Well, like I say, follow me on IG, old head. So OLE head _ rail. And actually, I'm gonna change that under the up there to reflect what my joint is. But yeah, hey, tap in. We ain't gonna necessarily go live every week just because different things be going on, like say working on houses and like cars and all this kind of shit. And yeah, but we'll keep you if you follow. We'll definitely try to make sure we get that post up there early enough Saturday for everybody to tap in. We appreciate y'all, man. To Be Fair show tomorrow at 4:30. We're gonna turn up there. They got Unpacked on Wednesdays at 9:30, and then you come and parlay with Old Head and Nowhere Senior on Saturdays at 8:30. Man, appreciate y'all. All love, family.
Yeah, man, appreciate y'all.
All right, love you, man.
Love you, man.